Hi, I went ahead and pulled three cards. We've got some big ones this week. The Chariot, the Justice, and the Devil. So I like how these three cards go together. It's a lot about, with the Justice and weighing what serves you, what no longer serves you. And I say what no longer serves you, but maybe it's stuff that has never served you and it's time to let it go. And then the Chariot, we have like the masculine and feminine, and there's a lot of balance. And then the Devil comes in and it's light and dark. And it's all about balance, really. We need all these different parts to feel completely aligned and like our authentic selves. And I think it probably makes most sense to tap on resistance around this shadow side of really being curious about your shadow side and working with your shadow side. And it can feel a little uncomfortable, but usually when we work through things that feel uncomfortable, once we get through to the other side, we're like, whoa, major game changer. I feel like I just up leveled in such a major way. And you end up just feeling so grateful that you gave yourself that space and time to work through it. So let's go ahead and tap on that, because it does seem like this week you are feeling really strong and empowered and grounded, and this would be a good time to become more curious with working on some of that darker, heavier aspects that are just as important as the things that light you up. So going ahead and sitting up nice and straight, just feeling your feet on the ground and taking a nice easy breath in through the nose and releasing it through the mouth. And close your eyes if you feel comfortable, just really feeling into that resistance, that uncomfortable feeling. If you were to start exploring some of the things that you have maybe pushed aside, it just feels a little too heavy to work through. It's easier to ignore. Just getting curious about how that feels, that resistance, how strong it feels right now from 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense. You can see if there's any body sensations, if you're feeling it. It could be a tightness in your shoulders or your stomach. Just being really intentional and doing a body scan and feeling into that. You can open your eyes when you're ready. And just reminding you that you are responsible for your own self-care at this time. So tap responsibly, please. Starting on the side of the hand, and change the words as you see fit. Even though I'm feeling some resistance right now about working through some things that I've been ignoring, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling this resistance around exploring some of these other feelings or other events, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Moving to the top of the head. This resistance eyebrow. I feel this resistance in my stomach. Side of eye. This resistance around giving myself the space and time to really work through some of these darker issues. Under eye, this resistance. Under nose. Sometimes it feels easier just to push them aside. Chin point. To not work on things that make me feel uncomfortable. Collarbone. But I can also acknowledge that they're not going to go anywhere. Underarm. And I may feel a lot better if I do work through them. Top of head. This resistance. Eyebrow. Resistance around working on things that are a little bit heavier. Side of eye. Working on things that might make me feel uncomfortable. Under eye. I know that everyone has a shadow side. Under nose. And maybe it's time for me to embrace mine. Chin point. Because the dark and light balance each other out. Collarbone. And the shadow side is important to me. Underarm. This resistance around working through it. Top of head. Resistance around working through things that make me feel uncomfortable. Eyebrow. Working through things that no longer serve me. Side of eye. This resistance. Under eye. I'm choosing to work through this resistance. Under nose. So I can become more intentional with showing up for both the shadow and the light. Chin point. And I know if I work through the uncomfortable things, collarbone, I'm going to feel that much better. Underarm. I'm choosing to work through this resistance. And just taking a nice, easy breath through the nose and holding it. And releasing through the mouth. And just feeling into that, closing your eyes and doing another body scan, seeing if there are any sensations coming up and how you're feeling about that resistance from a 0 to 10. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And I think it's important to note that as we work through these things that maybe we've brushed aside for a long time, have ignored, tried to numb, that it only makes us better, right? Like you are enough, we are all enough, we are perfect the way we are, and we can always do better. We can always up level. And that, I find that to be really motivational, really inspiring to know that I have the power within me to work through things that maybe are holding me back, that do require a little bit more of my attention in order for me to feel better. So keep tapping, Remember, the goal is to feel some relief from that intensity and to feel yourself calming down. And you want to tap until you get to that point. And if you do feel like some of these heavier issues do require more support, please make an appointment with an EFT practitioner or mental health professional. Have a wonderful week.